What's up, everybody? This is Zay Brooks, and this is a podcast that I do not know the title to yet. Um, I just know that I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time. Um, and like I said, I don't know what this podcast is really going to look like. I just know that I want to consistently say what's on my mind and, if anything, just bring tons of positivity and thought-provoking concepts into people's lives. I'm going to do my absolute best never to cut this podcast ever and clip it and all those sorts of things. I just want to, and I'm really nervous right now. I don't know why I'm so nervous. When on paper, like when I was doing this, I was like, this is so easy. I can just talk about whatever I want to talk about. But it's like, here we are, me in front of you, and I'm nervous as shit. And again, I think it's okay to be that way. I think it's okay to not have any cuts. I think this is okay for you guys to see how it looks from the beginning and how naturally I will become better and better at this and have more clear, concise ways and trajectories I want to choose to go about each podcast. So it's like when you present in front of the class and you're like, hold on, guys, I'm super nervous. And then once you get that out of the way, then you can like calm down and start to say what's on your mind. So I think the first thing I want to come out with is no matter what happens, no matter what I say, I don't ever want you guys to think that me talking about certain topics or the way that I walk in my life or, the things that I've learned, it doesn't make me any better than the next man. Everybody has their own experiences. Everybody has their own beliefs and identities, and I will do my best to never cross or step on them or make somebody feel like they're better or worse than somebody else. Like I said, this is a place for me where I'm just going to say what's on my mind, and it's like such a negative connotation. Oh, I'm going to say what's on my mind. It's not like that in the slightest. It's just thoughts that go through my head about life. I've been an entrepreneur for the past 3 years. We'll get to that in a second. Just what I think about content and how to take that leap of faith into something where, I haven't worked a 9 to 5 in quite a long time, and I still don't know how I'm doing it. And just, I graduated with 2 degrees in psychology and philosophy. And so those are things that I love to talk about all the time. People that are in my circle or just friends or acquaintances know that it's hard for me to talk about very surface level conversations. I want to get into the meat and bones very quickly and just act like we never left and we just talk about something so deep and so intricate or layered or, spiritual, or talk about societal themes and relationships and love and hate and business. And so that's where my background comes from. 2 degrees, psychology, philosophy. I also have 3 minors. Crazy, I know. 2 minors in business and then 1 minor in food studies. I am just going to rattle on more about me. I'm Black, Mexican, Native American. Been vegan for about 7 years. I am a content creator full time. This is something that, like I said, I've been wanting to do for a couple of months now. I'm really excited to do this. The consistency part will be the biggest issue. And I'm just all over the place. I wrote this down. I knew this was going to happen. I wrote down what I wanted to talk about. Yes. Okay, so 2 things really quick. One, this is about, you're asking me, what the fuck is this about? What are we talking about? And first and foremost, I think it's about psychology and philosophy of life. And naturally, we'll get into other conversations such as sociology, religion, societal norms, but it's never divisive rhetoric. I will never put somebody above anybody else. Truly, these are things that go on in my head. Um, that, like I said, if you know me, I'm so busy talking about these things. It's like, why not just journal myself talking about that? You know what I mean? And these videos will never go past 30 minutes. I have my timer right here. We're around 6 or 7 minutes. This is something that will never go on too long. This is testament to doing whatever it is that you want to do. And as long as you stay consistent and have a burning desire and unwavering faith, truly anything is possible. So my burning desire is to get on here for 30 minutes a day and talk about things that are going on in my mind. Sooner or later, we'll have guests with professors, family, friends, you name it. It's really just whatever I want. And this will be a successful endeavor for me. And this will be something that I will constantly be doing. And I'm willing to wait however amount of time it takes for this to become something I'm proud of, which I'm already proud of. Like, I'm out here in a field, people are looking at me left and right, like, what is this guy doing? And I think they can tell because I have a mic in my hand that I'm recording myself, which is nice. But I think this is something that, with time, I think people will come to appreciate. And I don't know why I feel that way. I've talked to a couple of my friends about it, and they really like this idea. And, I mean, this is the first episode, so kind of bouncing all over the place. Need to get back. Yes. So, I will have guests on here for sure. I think if I'm by myself, I will try to keep it to 30 minutes. And if I am with somebody else, I would like to add another 30 minutes on. In a perfect world, I'm not kidding when I say this, I'd love to get professors and senators and governors and rabbis and pastors and spiritual leaders, business leaders, anyone and anyone to gain different perspectives. I will say I am inspired by what Joe Rogan chose to do. I think he really doesn't care about what people think about what he has to say. And I think the difference is that I do, but not in a bad way where it's like, oh, I'm still going to say what's on my mind from a spiritual point and, psychology and philosophy. Let's just keep it that simple, based on the degrees that I have, the place where I probably have the most credibility next to, things that I've done my whole life, like playing basketball. I think those are what I would like to surround myself with. So those subjects, I'd like to surround myself with that. And I know people look at Joe Rogan and they're like, man, it's almost like it's divisive. Like he's saying, oh, I feel this way if you don't kick rocks. And that's the opposite of what I want to do here. I think I'm doing not the greatest job right now, and I'm rambling towards you. So it makes it seem like this podcast is supposed to be like this fast pace where I'm, shoving information towards you or how I feel. And it's the opposite. I'm just anxious and a little nervous. And this is the pace that I would like to talk to you at, genuinely. When I'm rushed, when I get louder, I think that's where I get nervous, I get anxious, and those are things that I experience every day. So, yeah, love to have guests on here at some point. It would be phenomenal. If you can tell by the scenery, I'm in San Francisco right now. This is where I live. I'm at Golden Gate Park right now. And it would be great to someday in the near future have, a psych professor at USF or a philosophy professor at San Francisco State. The mayor of San Francisco, I don't know. I don't know what could happen. And I think that's the beauty of something like this. Um, and so, again, I appreciate you for being here on this first episode. No matter what they say, you were here on day one. And so it's awesome. And I've done things in the past that have been around streaming, comedy, things of that nature. And this was a time where I wanted to do something a lot slower, because I feel like this day and age in social media and just in life, everything is so fast. You watch these reels and you scroll, and they're throwing all these lights and hooks and all these things at you to get you to watch, to get you to stay, to sell you a product, to keep you hooked. A lot of things out here in this world that I think weren't meant for us, like substances and videos we're not supposed to be watching. It's just all so easily accessible and so fast. And so what I wanted to create was a place where I just sit down and create a peaceful place, ultimately for you to wake up to. That would be nice if I could break into a sector where you wake up to me. That'd be pretty sick. Or like you're cleaning your living room. One of my good friends, he was like, yeah, I watch different podcasts for different situations. Somewhere I'm waking up, somewhere I'm cleaning, somewhere I'm falling asleep, somewhere on my drives. So I'm like, man, if I can break into this podcast while you're doing something sector, and even just having me on mute, it's like, even if you're like, man, fuck what this guy's saying, he's got a really cool view in the back. I got it muted. People are potentially walking back and forth, like, there's people cutting grass back there. It's like, man, this is something that I can look at and feel at peace with. And as I get more comfortable, that is something that I would really like to create a place for you, is to have peace. To find a place in this world that's so fast, especially with social media, where it's like, man, I can really slow down with this guy. And hopefully I leave enough room in these podcasts, enough quiet time to give you a chance to reflect on things that are going on in your life, and how, my other really good friend, he's also an entrepreneur. I had a conversation with him about this podcast, and he said, sometimes when I talk to you on the phone, we may be talking about something like trivial, like taxes, and he's like, that would, for some reason, spark in my brain another concept about my business, but has nothing to do with taxes. It's just you and me are talking. So I end up having these like epiphanies about other concepts about myself that will ultimately better me. So yeah, I think this is something that I would like to do for you, to where you can have these conversations. You can reflect and say, you know what? I may not resonate with what you just said, but you just reminded me that I'd like to better my relationship with my mom. The friend, the roommate who's acting like a weirdo and can never see the wrong that they do. Like, how can I ascend past that and live a life of peace and choose to be happy and choose to be at peace, choose to be thankful. What you're saying right now isn't exactly what I'm feeling, but I feel something really close to that. Where it is a shitty situation and it's unfortunate, but I'm still filled with gratitude. I'm still super thankful for my family and my friends and my life and my eyes and my legs and my arms. I know I'm all over the place, but it will be refined. And I'm excited to bring something like this to you. It's challenging. It's nerve-wracking. But if I have a chief definite aim, the book I'm reading right now is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. If I have a chief definite aim, which is to be successful at doing whatever it is that I want to do, which is making this podcast, talking about philosophical, psychological concepts. And I have a burning desire. This is something that no matter how nervous or anxious I am, this is something that I want to cultivate, something I want to bring together and present to you guys consistently, day by day. And then unwavering faith, knowing that God is a gap filler and will take care of things, allow me to learn certain concepts, allow me to get better at this, and have the right tribe of people, the right community of people find me, then there's no chance I can fail. There is no failing. I think people just give up. And that's a tough thing to understand, and that might bother some people. But truly, in my life, and even just think about yours, name a time where you truly gave your all to something and you failed. And it's like, well, I did give my all and they did this and that. Well, what if that wasn't the only way? What if there's an infinite amount of ways to get to what it is that you want? You just didn't get the exact way that you wanted, so therefore you quit. I think people's chief definite aim are a little bit too narrow. Oh, I want this school with this subject, with this and this. I think if you can take this analogy, right? If you can broaden out your chief definite aim, I think it allows more room for God to work in that aim. Now, take me, for example, right? 27 years old. I've been thankful to see the world or go to a fair share of places, meet a whole bunch of people, and the amount of knowledge or perception of what can take place in my life is very limited, right? Like, I haven't met every person. I haven't seen every business. I haven't been in every meeting. I haven't networked with every business mogul. I haven't been everywhere in the world. So my perception of what can or will take place in my life is so limited versus a being that we believe to be omnipotent, has no bounds of time, has no bounds of space, has no bounds of knowledge, perception. So how could I ever compete with somebody like that? I think, if anything, I need to make more room for somebody like that and to take far less control than what we try to do. Chief definite aim is something that a place for God to work in. For me, if we can even zoom out farther, and I'll catch you guys up. What are we at right now? 19 minutes. I think the last 5 minutes, I will catch you guys up on my life and where I'm at. And then the last 5, I have something for you guys. But really quick, the farther you can zoom out and have this chief definite aim to allow God to work in your life, He can work in ways you never knew existed. He can bring people into your life you never knew existed. He can bring business opportunities, right? And back to what I was saying, my chief definite aim was getting paid to be me. I started that in 2019. February 15th of 2019 was when I made my first video. And we're in 2026 now. And it's crazy that I'm saying this. I'm just now getting into a position 7 years later where I am getting paid to be me. Paid enough to where I'm not financially treading water anymore. Like, I can actually stand outside on a raft and be able to make decisions now. It took me 7 years. And there were some breaks along the way. There was times where I didn't want to do content and I chose a different job or wanted to go play professional basketball. Growth isn't linear. But just zooming out brings more gratitude and allows a place for God to be able to work in your life. Let me keep going. Okay, so at a certain point, I would love to have people come in and send things that they want to talk about or things they want to present to the podcast. I think that would be really cool to at least read off 5 every episode, talk about those things. I'm going to have an email. Not sure what it's going to be yet. It might be in the description, where you can send positive love. You can send stories that happen. You can send truly anything that's on your heart or on your mind. You know, I am not a person that's licensed to give therapy or life advice, so I don't want to make it seem like it's for that. But, if you have a question that you want to ask me about whatever issue it is, and you think I may have some insight or some, positive words to give to your scenario, or reassurance, or, even if I can provide that validation for you, or you need to be held accountable, I don't know what it is. But I do want to create an email where I go with my phone and just read stuff. That'd be super awesome. Or maybe even like print out a piece of paper where I have the exact finite prompts I want to read, so I'm not busy scrolling, trying to find the emails that I want. So I think we're at 22 minutes now. So yeah, let me catch you guys up on everything really quick. And then one more thing, and then this is the first episode. So, played college basketball. Really, really thankful for my experience with that. Graduated 2 degrees, said that like 5 times already. Afterwards, I had an agent to go play pro. And I had options to go play in Mexico, Spain, Azerbaijan, Argentina, Australia. And it just didn't really work out. The contract wasn't the amount of money I was looking for. I thought I was worth more. And I don't have any regrets, but I think I wish I would have just took a chance on something like that, just to see what it felt like. I realize now that money doesn't really mean much. I think experiences mean far more. And to be able to say that I lived in somewhere like Azerbaijan, like, who cares about the basketball? Like, I got to live somewhere where not that many people get a chance to go, period. And I would have gotten to go for free. So anyways, after that, decided to create a chief definite aim of getting a tech sales job. And I put everything in my power towards it, everything that I wanted to do. And it took one interview, which is still crazy to this day to think about. Like, the first job out of college was $90K a year. And I don't know how I got that. But I've just, like I said, I've always been the type of person where when I want something, I'll say what it is that I want, tell God about it, let go of the outcome, and then do my best to strive towards it every day. And sure enough, that's what happened. A couple weeks later, get that job. I worked it for about a year. I moved back home with my parents for that year, and something was telling me that this isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life. I could have easily had made a career out of that. You go from sales development representative to an account executive to sales manager, director of sales, VP of sales, you name it, right? I told myself that wasn't something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I chose to move from California to Texas. I lived with some content creators, entrepreneurs, and I said, I want to try something new. Who knows what's going to happen? That was graduated in 2022, moved in 2023. And for the past 2 years, I had been living in Texas, streaming, making clips, making posts. And I'd have these random ideas that would come to me, and I would just execute them. And those have basically been paying the bills all the way up until 2025. I had met a couple of really good friends that I had no idea even existed. I had no idea their business model existed, their company, nothing. And we basically found each other, and it's been an awesome partnership in providing content and value for them. And they have made a home for me, and that is basically in trivia. And so I do all sorts of trivia right now. That is my main source of income, mixed in with my own personal ventures with brand deals, UGC deals, and that's kind of where we're at right now. My life, especially when I let go of having a job for the past 2.5 years, has been nothing short of every emotion that you could possibly feel, positive and negative, because I truly have no idea where the money comes from. And that's what it's like to be an entrepreneur. You have no idea where the next paycheck's coming from. You have no idea how anything's going to work. But in a sense, it almost becomes a video game. And so as I give positive affirmations to you guys, as I give you certain things, I'd also like to update you and even just journal for myself, my career, and kind of what's going on. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I moved back from Texas to San Francisco. I've lived here for about a month now. It's been pretty good so far. I love San Francisco. I never knew I'd love it so much. Obviously, there's people here that make me enjoy it a lot, and very thankful for them. And yeah, so this is where I'm at. 25 minutes in, 27 minutes in. I think, I don't know, how do you guys think I've done so far? I think this is awesome. I think that I will get better and better at this. And I'm super thankful, filled with gratitude that you guys are here. And I will try to post every single day. It's February 1st, so 330 episodes. I'm going to try to post every single day for you guys. Because consistency is key, especially in the social media space. Even the work that I do for Babita Tailgate, that's the trivia company I work for, the consistency is just unreal. I mean, these guys are a machine. So the last thing I'd like to do with you guys is to take a moment to have a sense of peace, and if you're able to, sit down somewhere and close your eyes and just breathe with me. This isn't no ASMR shit. And I don't mean to curse. I'm going to eliminate the cursing on the podcast. But just being able to, right now, take a seat somewhere, crisscross applesauce, whatever, and breathe in and breathe out. And just breathe with me for just a minute. This isn't nothing crazy. So yeah, what I want you to do is find a spot, and you're going to just take a moment, take a seriously deep breath. Serious, like about 5 seconds. And then you blow out. We're going to do this 2 more times. Breathe in. And breathe out. 1 more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. And keep your eyes closed for me. And what I want you to do is think about yourself in the highest version of yourself. Let's say you have the job or the wife or the husband or the community that you've been looking for, or the riches, the success. I shouldn't call it riches, but the success and the notoriety and the acknowledgement. Just close your eyes and do your best to feel what that looks like. I don't know what it is for you, but for me, it's just reaching financial freedom as an entrepreneur, making content, things of that nature. Find what that is for you. Keep your eyes closed. Now you have this visualization, right? You're thinking of things, you're thinking of what your life looks like, your family, your house, your car, your job, your career, your relationships. Now, do me a favor and try to figure out what that would smell like when you walk into this house. What does that smell like? What is this career or job? What does that look like? Do your best to visualize what it sounds like. The food, what it tastes like, the types of things and places. And say you wanted to go to the Amalfi Coast in Italy. How does that water feel? You're just visualizing your inevitable success in your own mind, right? Take another moment. And realize that although that may not seem the case of what it is right now, it is important that we walk by faith and not by sight. Keep your eyes closed if you can. And the first step to getting what it is that you visualize right there, whatever it is is being thankful for the moments that you're in right now. The position that you're currently at, the current situation with your family, your house, your car, whatever it is, your relationships, just being thankful that not only you have what you have, but you have the total and open opportunity to better your life in any way, shape, or form you see fit. You have that opportunity. And the only way to get from where you are now to where you just visualized is taking that step of gratitude. And another thing I'd add, keep your eyes closed just for another minute. Being so thankful that you allow God to come in and work into your life, and you being extremely open-minded to any and all things that can come your way, and when they do, to give maximum value, maximum effort in whatever is presented in front of you. Yeah, it may not be the thing that takes you to this visualization, but it could be a stepping stone. Just being of service to others, being of service to yourself, being of service to your community, to your environment. These are all things that help prime you to reach those visualizations. Don't think about how you're going to get there. Don't think about this and that and this has to be here. And no, man. Just figure out what it is that you want. Start writing down these visualizations that you have in your mind. Start writing this shit down. And then let God know about it. And then simply let go. That's how we get to that visualization that you're thinking about in your head, I promise you. I'm not there, but I am for damn sure on my way. For damn sure on my way. Okay, you can open your eyes. All right, 33 minutes, not too bad. I said I didn't want to go over 30, but this was a first episode, getting out all the kinks and things of that nature. I appreciate you guys for sticking with me. If you really like this, the best thing you can do, the best form of marketing, I'm not going to be doing any short form clips of all these excerpts and stuff. I'm not doing that. The best form of marketing is telling somebody about me. Telling your mom, your auntie, your roommate, whoever. Tell them about me. Tell them to turn me on when, they're cleaning. Him and his girlfriend are cleaning up the living room, divvying up the work and stuff, organizing, and you just turn it on. You wake up in the morning, you're half asleep. You're like, man, I'm getting ready for school. I'm putting on my pants, figuring all my stuff out. Just turn me on the TV. Turn me on YouTube. That's probably the best thing that you can do for me. So with that being said, man, I appreciate you guys. Filled with gratitude. Every waking moment. And everything happens for a reason. And life is good. Life is good. All right. Episode 1 done. I will see you guys tomorrow. Literally tomorrow. I'm going to see you tomorrow. All right. You guys be good, man.